I've always had the entrepreneurial yearning. My dad, my grandfather, we always owned our own businesses. And so I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur at some point in time. By the time I had 30, I had 3 kids, and I knew I had to make a move. So my wife and I opened up a company called Abracadabra color copy centers, and we were one of the first in the Northeast to hook up color copiers to computers. And an opportunity came to open up in New York City in the trade centers, and we capitalized on it. And we opened up on the 18th floor. We had 2 suites. We had a suite with 1826, which was a window suite, and then we had 1854, which was an internal, no window suite. On September 11th, 2001, I happened to get in early that day, and the manager, Joe Johnston, who worked for me for years, he ran the New York facility. He was in also early. I was having a cup of coffee, making phone calls to see what clients I could see that day also, and that's when basically the sonic boom, if you will, the windows started to shake, and the explosion occurred in the other building, in One World Trade, which is now known as the North Tower. I was in the South Tower, which is Two World Trade. It took us all of 17 minutes to go down the 18 floors. We still did not know there was another plane coming. We didn't know that this was on purpose, and until 9:03, which was about 17 minutes after the first plane hit, was when obviously the second plane hit, and we knew that you were under attack. Things were changed. Things change quickly, and your mind just triggers. You know that there's a huge problem. So what you do is you run. There's nothing else we could have done. So we ran and walked to the South Street Seaport, and then we felt, first of all, the feeling was, people use the word surreal, but it was surreal. You didn't know if you were in a movie or this was real or what is going on. And then we ran and walked all throughout New York City, and we ended up at the Waldorf Astoria. After 9/11, for the next week or two, I was extremely shaken up, as probably anybody who was there was. So you really had a tough time relaxing, and there was a lot of things going through your head. I had lost a very close member of my family. He was murdered. He was with Cantor Fitzgerald, a very successful Cantor Fitzgerald broker. And what had changed was people were not traveling. There was no flying for, I guess, about a week, but the trade show industry had stopped dramatically, and the budgets were cut, no travel. There was a severe recession we went into, and we had gone from doing extremely well to doing very, very poorly. You have employees that were with you for 12 years and 13 years. They built houses, they bought houses, they bought cars, they had families starting. And then you have to look them in the eye and say, you know what, I know you worked 70-hour weeks many of the years, and we can't do this anymore. I had been tracking Liberty Tax since its inception, at least close to it, the first couple of years. At my Abracadabra color copying company, we used to do all the build-outs for Jackson Hewitt with graphics. I'd seen John Hewitt had sold the business for $483 million, very successful man, and I tracked them. About 2010, I was invited from one of the area developers to come to a meeting in New York City, and John Hewitt was going to be speaking. And so I said, I'm gonna go. I sent him my resume, my bio, and we met. And it took about 4 months, and we agreed on a territory. We agreed on a number. We agreed on a payment plan. And January 4th of 2011, I moved forward with Liberty. To work with John Hewitt it's an exceptional opportunity, at least for me. And it's hard to find people in any business that understand, or are great entrepreneurs, and understand the drive and the focus and the leadership that you have to have, and yet have hundreds of employees and have thousands of franchisees, and understand the corporate side of it and the support that the franchisees need. And the rare combination John has, at least in my opinion. And I've seen it in operation now for 4 years. I'm happier than ever with Liberty, and I intend to continue to try to help them grow. The company itself has so many programs of support. You have so many reports and people that can help you as a franchisee or an area developer that you really you have an opportunity to grow. You just got to look in the mirror, and if you're willing to work hard and you're willing to have pain before the gain and grow your business, there's a very high level of chance you'll be successful. John has a weekly conference call with people to answer any and all questions. I believe if you're a candidate, you should get on those calls and make sure you do your due diligence. Read his book, I Compete. It's true entrepreneurism at its best. It's fundamentals of blocking and tackling, and that's what you should be doing when you run a business. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I've really had an interest in going back into the World Trade Center. Really never thought I'd have an opportunity to get in and be in One World Trade. To to me, it's as it got closer and closer and the opportunity became available, I had no question I was moving forward. I'm the first business owner tenant from the old World Trade Center campus to be in the new World Trade Center. Very proud. I'm very excited. It's a moving experience. It's a goal you get. You're up and then you're down, but you got to fight back. You got to persevere and you got to come back, and that's what I hope to get out of this life.